Hello sharks, my name is Matt Wallace, and I'm here on Shark Tank today because I am seeking $420 million for a 69% stake in my favorite cryptocurrency, Dogecoin. Now, what you get by investing in Dogecoin is, of course, the greatest force of fun on Earth, the future crypto of Earth, the currency that will be used from everyone from Mark Cuban to Elon Musk to Matt Wallace, me himself. Have fun, join us on the journey as we have some big news to talk about today. Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, the partnership that we have, of course, been dreaming of is officially starting to take hold. At least that's what it appears. Now, it may not actually happen. It looks like it possibly will, though, which would be really dang cool. Mark Cuban, as you know, yesterday said, we add an optimistic roll-up to Doge, and everyone puts one Doge for unlimited post. We'll continue reading that in a second. First, let's look at this. Elon Musk came out and said exactly what he thinks you should do to invest in stocks the right way. This is cool to see someone who has reached a really high level of success giving advice. Since I've been asked a lot, he says, buy stock in several companies that make products and services that you personally believe in. Only sell if you think their products and services are trending worse. Don't panic when the market does. This will serve you well in the long run. Obviously, that same exact sentiment can be applied to cryptocurrencies. You can say, buy cryptocurrencies that make things you believe in and do things and represent things you believe in. Only sell if you think they are no longer representing your beliefs and what you think. Then that will serve you well in the long run. Obviously, that would lead you most likely to be investing in Dogecoin if you decide to invest based on awesome factor and also high upside too. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. But Matt Wallace, that's me, by the way. I commented the Dogecoin part of that under it just for fun. We also had this guy commenting, what about real estate? Is it a good investment? And Hodl says Michael Saylor. Real estate, actually, yes, is a very good investment. It consistently produces revenue, but this guy, Warren Buffett, was saying that in kind of a weird way, and Elon Musk made fun of him to some degree for it, I believe. Basically, Warren Buffett came out and just straight up slapped crypto across the face again for the 100,000th time. He's been doing that since it was way, way, way smaller. He literally said that if someone was going to give him all of the cryptocurrency, all of the Bitcoin specifically, in circulation, he wouldn't even pay $25 for it, because then he wouldn't know what to do for it, what to do with it, something along those lines, basically suggesting that it only has perceived value, not actually real value, which really shows that he lacks knowledge on cryptocurrency itself, because it's not perceived value to be able to have a hedge against inflation that the government can't control. It's not perceived value to be able to do donations faster, more easily. It's not perceived value to be able to form DAOs. It's not perceived value to be able to do all the cool things that cryptocurrency can do. Those things I mentioned barely scratching the surface. So Warren Buffett needs to go ahead and Warren Buffett himself out of this situation. What the heck is he doing? Elon Musk says, haha, he says Bitcoin so many times. By the way, it's funny to see Elon Musk commenting on the number one stock investor in the world, arguably. I think he is, right? Is there someone who currently has a higher net worth from investing in stocks than Warren Buffett? I don't think so. And Elon Musk himself making fun of that right after saying this, giving advice on investing in stocks, kind of funny there. I guess, segue to that from that. Lauren Luffett says a young type S. Wow, people coming strong with the names. Shibtoshi Nakamoto then responded, by the way, now let's go back to this. Mark Cuban said, we add an optimistic role to Doge in response to how we could stop the crypto spam bots, where everyone puts up to one Doge for unlimited posts. If anyone contests a post and humans confirm it's spam, they get the spammer's Doge. Spammer has to post 100x more Doge. If it's not spam, the contester loses their Doge. A high-stakes game of Dogecoin is, I guess, something you could call it. He says Dogecoin DAO for the win. That right there, upon further analysis, is something that a lot of people have done, and then they think, okay, that's pretty dang cool. Elon Musk himself, upon further analysis, says not a bad idea there, getting a lot of likes, 20,000 likes just on that response to a tweet. So extra layers there, but really cool to see not only that level of engagement from this, but also to see Elon Musk himself engaging here and saying, yes, it would be a good idea potentially to go ahead and do this where you have Dogecoin integrated into stopping crypto spam bots. It could be even segue where you have to actually use Dogecoin or maybe another crypto as well in order to be able to participate in certain functions of Twitter. That right there would absolutely help Dogecoin massively, be a lot of fun, and also serve the purpose of stopping crypto spam bots in a fun way. That right there is exactly what I want to see happening. So thanks, Mark Cuban. Thanks, Elon Musk as well. Mark, by the way, if you're watching this, congratulations on advancing in the playoffs. Hopefully the Mavs win a championship this year. I'm personally rooting for them. I love seeing Luka play. He's a lot of fun to watch, and the entire Mavs team, really cool to see what they've done this year. So congratulations on that. If he's watching, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Who the heck knows? Sebastian says message retracted. I'm not sure what he said before that. Then he now he has a smiling with drop a sweat emoji. I hope you are all getting staking rewards on your Doge, says Cameron. Yes, there are opportunities to do that. And a project right now that I cannot reveal too much about yet, that is not personally my project, but the guys behind it are some of the top in the industry. This project could potentially do some cool stuff in regards to that. So it'll be exciting to watch what happens there. Obviously, there's a lot that still needs to be talked about and discussed before anything happens in terms of actually publicly doing stuff, but I'm extremely excited about that. I cannot wait to see what happens with it. How much do you think Doge will be worth once the game starts, says Herlin Sandano. Oh, interesting. What will Doge be at? What will one Doge be worth? Yeah, you could end up having to pay $1 if it was that specific method, if Doge is worth $1 at that point. So that may be where you'd want to have a percentage-based thing. That's why in my video yesterday, I said something similar to that could work, because there may be a few things, a few details that we need to change for it to have a viable, I guess, use case as an actual plan. But at the end of the day, you just love to see Elon Musk and Mark Cuban coming together, and you also love to see such a cool, well thought out plan as this that would actually help massively with stopping crypto spam bots. You love to see that coming in from Mark Cuban. So thanks, Mark, for your continued efforts and brain power towards Dogecoin. Obviously, Dogecoin is fun. It's enjoyable. People like it. It really is something that everyone appreciates. The community, I think we can all say it makes our lives more interesting and more fun. And we are happier as people when we do see cool stuff happening for Dogecoin. It just makes the internet better. And so that's why we continue to see people having fun with it. I mean, Elon Musk and Mark Cuban are both extremely successful on their own. They're not doing this for their own personal success. They're doing this because it's fun, it's popular, and they like it. And also, you know, the whole kiddos thing being involved with Dogecoin, love Dogecoin. Kids love Dogecoin more than any other crypto by far. That's not even debatable. You don't even need a poll or anything to show that. It's simple. It's factual. Kids love Dogecoin. And I think one of the main reasons why we do see so many so many very influential people, actually prominent influential people coming in and supporting Dogecoin is because if their kids like Doge, and then they can bond with their kids over it. It's just a cool bonding experience between father and son, or father and daughter in some cases as well, which is really cool to see. Maye Musk also commented this: Elon Musk in South Africa, when you were 14, you asked me to buy stock in a company you really believed in. My stockbroker friend said it's a bad idea. You should have done it, Maye. What were you thinking? So I only bought R1000, similar to $1,000 at the time. If only she had known that her son was, of course, the master genius behind Tesla and SpaceX and Neuralink, she would have invested. Come on, what were you thinking, Maye Musk? By the way, I'm just kidding. If Maye Musk, if you're watching this, just kidding. Obviously, there's no way anyone could have known that, and I think it's a really cute story. I love that you commented this and posted this. It's really cool to see a little bit of a window into when things, all the way back then, when things like this were happening, maximum amount I was willing to lose. I wonder though, Maye, what happened to that stock? Did it end up skyrocketing? Did it fall? What company was it? I would love to hear the full story. Maybe Elon, you can tell us the full story on that, because that's very fascinating that even at the age of 14, Elon was already looking at stuff like this. By the way, when I was a teenager, I did tell my parents to invest in multiple different things and was also denied in many cases. Those things, by the way, were very successful. So come on, mom, dad, you should have done it. What were you thinking? What were you thinking? You could have invested. You will not believe the amount of people I told to invest in Dogecoin back when it was under half a penny. If people had just known, then of course they could have caught the wave sooner, but it's okay. You're not too late on the wave. The wave is still very much in the formation stage. It's not even close at this point. Read part 2, Matt. Oh yeah, so the part 2 must have just recently been posted after I took the screenshot. But let me go ahead and actually pull up part 2. Someone said there's a part 2 of Maye Musk's tweet. If that is in fact true, that is cool. Let me go ahead and see if I can find part 2 here of Maye Musk's tweet. Part 2, when you change countries, you have to rewrite exams and register as a Diaton. My first exam was in Africans. My second exam was in English. My third exam was in English, but imperial measurements. Interesting coming in from Maye Musk there. But let's go ahead and find that tweet and see if we can find part 2 of it. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. So she did not post part 1 and part 2 on a single thread. She posted part 1 and 2 as 2 different tweets. So that's where the difference there was. The stock quickly rose to R3000. My stockbroker friend panicked and said I had to sell. So I panicked too and sold. You weren't happy. That stock continued to rise. You also thought it was unfair that I split the winnings between you and Kimball. And also Tosca Musk, who was right. Ooh, that's funny. So Elon Musk calling stocks early. Thank you for the knowledge to go and read part 2. That right there does answer the question. Thank you for that. But yeah, so quickly it triple X'd. What were they thinking? Come on, you should have gone all in. If only you'd gone all in, then perhaps you would be worth $100,000. Now who knows? Which is, that's kind of a joke, because just to think, if the butterfly effect perhaps happened, what if Elon Musk had never started PayPal, which obviously Zip2 back then? What if he had never started that company? What if he had never actually gone to the point where he is now? If one little thing changes when you're in childhood, then your entire life could be drastically different. And obviously for Elon, his life turned out pretty dang well. So messing with that, probably not the smartest idea. It worked exactly everything that happened. That's the great thing about when you find success. Every single mistake you've ever made was just something that you can now consider to be a worth it experience in your journey. When you're not successful, every single mistake you made is something you have to live with and be upset about. But that's why success, financially speaking, is such an important part of growing as a person if you are capable of achieving it. Now, not everyone will be capable of it, but everyone here to some degree has that ability, especially through crypto. Financial growth and becoming significantly better off financially than you were before will unlock so many doors that doesn't even need to be said. It's simply written out there for everyone to see clearly by what some people who have achieved that level are doing and what they are capable of. Thanks, says Eric M. Also, fair launch, please, says Anthony Burton. Fair launch for which coin are you referring to? Doge, let's go. Oh yeah, imagine a Dogecoin fair launch. If Dogecoin fair launched, what market cap would it hit on day one? It would be high. We know that. If the entirety of Dogecoin was eliminated and it had to fair launch over again, who knows what happened. Doge won, and Doge for Tesla, says Seb Abby. Absolutely, 100%. Oh, Anthony Burton says Patreon. He's referring to that. Fair launch, please. So Anthony would like to get in early on a fair launch. Potentially this next pick coming up. I cannot reveal details on it yet, and it's not fully 100% locked in yet, but we're working on it, and I'm very, very, very excited about the people behind this. So we'll see what happens. Anthony Burton says yes, coming in with the chat, and we have a few more comments that are coming in, but yeah, that's absolutely true. Thank you, May, for the look back in time. Elon, I'm sure he just knew. He knew his stuff, even at age 14. That's a sign. If you're into investing at a young age, if you're into business at a young age, that's a sign that you will have a way higher chance of being successful in the business world when you're older. I sold lemonade. Some of my friends did the same thing. Some of my friends who did that. There's two types of people when you're younger. There's the types of people, and this is very generalized, who actually go out and do entrepreneurial stuff, and even at a young age do that and focus on that and put energy into it. The people I know who have done that have turned out to be pretty dang successful in their own right. The people I know who focused on school and schoolwork, yeah, you can find some success and happiness, but I don't see the same level of enjoyment out of life from a lot of people who focused on school more when we were younger. I don't see the same level of admiration for their craft. I don't see the same level of aspiration either towards getting stronger as a career field. So there's a lot that can happen just from what you're basing your childhood off of. that's why it's cool. Whenever I see young people out there doing stuff in the entrepreneurial spirit, I always like to support it. Really cool to see. I mean, for myself, I actually even went and sold signs door to door for people's yards. And the signs, I thought they were cool. It turns out the signs actually were terrible, because every single sign I sold, they took it down within a couple months. They would buy it just because they liked my sales pitch, and then I felt so good. I was like, I made these beautiful signs. People are going to love them. Turns out not so much. People were not that big of a fan of it, and it was quickly taken down. I should have. It was heartbreaking. I wanted the signs to be a beautiful landmark, but no, they were not. I mean, I did put them together using screws and wood, but I thought they looked cool. Maybe I was just being biased. Who knows? It is what it is. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Fountain, and I will see you in the next video.